Hi everyone, it's a beautiful day down here on the Thames foreshore. It's Friday the 15th of February and I got back from America earlier this week and I've been down to the foreshore a few times. I've had a few problems with my software, so I am grappling at the moment with another one, but I thought I'd give the old one another chance and do a simple video and see if it works so that I can put out a YouTube video whilst I'm trying to learn the other one, which is a very painful experience. So this video, hopefully, if it comes out, this video is going to be about what I found today and yesterday, Valentine's Day, and the day before. A few little finds which I'm going to share with you. And just to say as well that I am so happy to be back. I miss the Thames and it's like spring down here. It's absolutely beautiful. And I've just noticed down at my feet a vulcanite bottle stopper, nice and worn. But there we are. We'll start with that and I'm going to show you the rest of what I've found. So thank you for accompanying me and I will see you soon. Now can you see what I am looking at in that old inner tube? It's right to the right of the shadow. I'm going to zoom in. Here it is. Now let's go and have a look, see what it is. It's very small and I can't see what that is just yet. Let's just wet it a little bit. I think it's got something to do with King George on it though. Give it a little rub. There we are. Well, that's one for the magnifying glass. Or perhaps you can tell me what it is. Probably something military though, I would guess. Can you see what I'm looking at just here? It's a little crucifix. So beautiful. That is a beautiful little cross. Sticking out here. Let's see what there is underneath the mud. There we are. That's a nice fluted design. There we are. Well, it just so happens to be Valentine's Day today, so it's no surprise that I have just found this little heart pin here. How wonderful, what a great coincidence. It may have a little pattern on it, but I'll be able to find that out when I get back home. I've just flipped over another stone and come across this adorable little piece of pottery here, probably an egg cup. Have a look at this. It's like two little chicks fighting over a worm, I think. Such cuteness. I've just moved a brick, and behind it is something pretty interesting. It's just down here. And it looks like something military. Possibly Royal Artillery. Unfortunately, it's pretty damaged. If you look at the back, it's a bit bent. But at one point, that would have been worn by somebody military. I'm guessing Royal Artillery, but I could be wrong. Perhaps you know. In any case, I'll clean it up and we can have a closer look later. I can see a little coin here. Let's have a look and see what it is. It's probably a farthing, or maybe not. It's a King George tiny coin. I've just picked up this piece of metal here, and I think it's part of an old razor. I'm guessing. What do you think? Now there's a piece of pottery here which I've picked up, which actually has the thumbprints in of the person who made it all those years ago, and I'm pretty sure that it's at least 17th century. I could be wrong, of course, but that's what I'm thinking. But look, isn't that incredible to be able to put your thumb in the print of somebody who made this hundreds of years ago? Here's a marble down here, glinting in the sun. Look at that. It's a beauty. And actually, talking of glass, whilst I'm here I'm collecting up some glass to make some more of my glass fish, which I'm really looking forward to doing because I haven't made some for a while and I've run out. Hi again everyone, we're going to go back into my studio, my new studio, where I've been working all afternoon making some glass fish out of the glass that I collected. I'll show them to you afterwards. There's a quick look here. So there's plenty of glass around the place. Anyway, so yeah, let's do a little roundup of the objects which I found over my last few outings. I'll just put the light on. I thought that this would be the ideal place to do it. So I'm going to start with this cat badge here, which was bent almost in two. I'm quite surprised, but I did manage to unfurl it without damaging it quite amazingly. So there, it looks a lot better now. And it is a Royal Artillery cat badge, I think from World War II, but I'm not absolutely certain. And on it, and I don't know how to pronounce this, at the top there, it says Ubique. And then underneath on the ribbon, it's Quo fas e gloria du cunt. Now, I don't know how to say that, I'm afraid. I'm not particularly good at Latin, but it does mean everywhere that right and glory lead. And in Latin, apparently, fas implies sacred duty. So there it is there. Would have been on a cap at some point, and I suppose that the crown would tell us what era it comes from, World War I or World War II, but if you know, please do tell me. It's interesting because I found two cat badges over the last few days, and this one is a World War II, I think, a World War II Royal Army Service Corps, and it says on there, Honi soit qui mal y pense, around the edge. It's so tiny, I'm thinking if it was on a cap, you'd hardly really see it, would you? I can barely read it as it is. Quite astoundingly, on Valentine's Day, this was the first thing I found, and it is a tiny heart. Would have been a pin at one point by the looks of it. You can see there the pin on the back. And having cleaned it up a little when I got home, and then I put it on Twitter, and somebody pointed out that it's actually the Sacred Heart, which is a heart with thorns and a cross on the top, and probably related to the Roman Catholic Church, and it represents the long-suffering love and compassion of the heart of Christ towards humanity. It's like a burning heart in the middle, and then you see that little line, it's like the crown of thorns, and then a little cross sitting on top, and it was probably a little enamel pin, and I'm guessing probably Victorian, that era. But certainly something very, very special to find on Valentine's Day. In keeping with the religious theme, on Valentine's Day, I also found this beautiful little cross. I got in trouble because on Twitter I called it a crucifix. And you know, I hadn't realised that it's only a crucifix if Christ is actually on the cross. I hadn't realised that at all. Some people have also said that the little stones in it could be marcasite. And what's quite interesting is that those stones are all still intact, even after all that time, in the swirling currents of the river. But unfortunately, when I got it home, one of them actually came loose. It's the one at the top there, so I've stuck it back in, but it's sort of ironic. After all that time in the river intact, it came back here to lose a stone, but it's ever so pretty. It's quite detailed. And it's quite delicate as well, actually. I think it's some kind of alloy. And of course I can't help wondering who wore it. Now here is this object which I thought was part of a razor, and I was right. I guess the shape kind of gives it away, but I've cleaned it off a little bit. and on it, it is actually marked chic or chic safety razor. There it is. So I've looked them up, and they were founded in 1926 by Jacob Chic, and there are some fantastic old vintage adverts which I'm going to show you. But quite a nice chunky razor head, built to last. Now, this is the pottery that I found in an area where there is a lot of pottery, quite a lot of fragments dating back at least a few hundred years to the 16th or 17th century. And this is partly glazed earthenware here. You can see that glaze there. But what I absolutely love about it is the fact that there's actually these thumbprints from the person who made it. And you really feel like a sense of connection to the past when you put your own thumb in there. And I found actually another piece that I found a few years ago, and again, you know, there's these little thumbprints here that you can put your own thumbs in, and it's amazing to think that somebody all those hundreds and hundreds of years ago were holding this bit of pottery just like I am now. It's a real sense of connection to the past. It's like part of a vase or a cookingware dish. But I would say definitely dating back to the 16th or 17th century. However, I could be wrong, so if you do know, then please feel free to correct me. Staying on the theme of pottery, there is this adorable little piece here with these two chicks fighting over a worm. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a pair of shorts or whether he's actually still in his eggshell, but it is rather cute. And I guess that dates to the early 1900s. And this is a farthing, dating back to, let me have a look under my magnifying glass here, dating, can you see that actually through the camera? 1922, and it is King George V. And now for the usual suspects, a pipe stem and bowl here. It's lost that black colour now that it's been out of the mud for a while. It's nice and creamy coloured, nice fluted design. It's probably mid-19th century, I should think. I can't see a maker's mark on it. And this well-rounded vulcanite bottle stopper, which was one of the first screw-top bottle tops to be invented by Henry J. Barrett. It's obviously been in the river some time because all the edges are nice and rounded off. So all in all, that was a pretty good haul from the Thames over the last few days. It's great to be back on the foreshore. And finding all these little pieces of history and researching them again. And thank you very much for joining me and for watching. And whilst I'm here, I'll just show you some of these fish that I've been working on, which I'll be putting on Etsy pretty soon. But I'm very pleased with them, and it's great to be back in the studio again. There's that one. Here's a bit of a tropical fish. And got this one. And let's see, another blue one. Yeah, you can see me in the mirror there. Hi. And a couple that are drying. This one here hasn't had his varnished coat on just yet, but he's looking pretty good. He is a brown one. I'm quite pleased with him. So they are all now drying off nicely and will be ready to go to their new homes very soon, hopefully. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Please do subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see some more videos about mudlarking and similar adventures along the River Thames. And I will see you soon. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.